Hey everybody! Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I am making flame jars, and these jar molds I got on Amazon. I put black in first. These are the smaller parts are the lids. The bigger parts are the actual jars. I mix four colors. I mix a black, a red, an orange, and a yellow. When you mix the colors, you need to mix them separately because the colors do make your resin thicken up pretty quick. So make sure that you mix separately. I used an acrylic paste this time. I keep trying different things to see what kind of coloring I get. I kind of like the acrylics, although it does cause your resin to cure faster. This video has been sped up and voiced over. I hope you enjoy. I will pop in time to time to explain some things as I go. When you start out, you want to make sure that you run a stick around after you put your first pour in. When I put the black in, I ran a stick around the molds in order to get the air out. You can see here how thick this is getting because it's starting to get stringy. That's again why you want to mix separately and not mix all at once. I hope you enjoy. Again, I will be time to time popping in just to let you know exactly what's going on. This process does take 4 layers for this particular um, fire look. It is going to take 4 layers. Once you get your first pour, which when I say pour, I mean your first layer put in, which I've done the black, the red, the orange, the yellow, black, red, orange, yellow, black, red, orange, yellow, and just kept alternating what I was putting in. And then I go in with a stick and I'm going to move the mixture around, but try not to mix up the colors. Like you want to keep the color visible where you can see each color once it's cured. So I don't mix it up a lot. I just kind of up and down with the stick in order to get kind of a fire look. Once you get the first layer done, then you're going to let that cure for 4 hours. And then after it's cured for 4 hours, then you're going to go and move on to the next layer. And again, I do this for four times. Spraying alcohol on each layer to get the bubbles out. You might miss a few bubbles. You might have some bubbles. I used Clear Cast 7000 for my resin in this particular pour. I changed resins just to see what resins work good, and this resin so far has been a good resin for colors. So as you guys can see, this is a very messy process, but it is a fun and interesting process. The cups get sticky and it just gets very tedious, but it's rewarding in the end. When you guys see the end project, you will be in awe, because I was in awe. These molds, again, are just really, really good molds, and I will continue to do these jars. Um, Again, as you know, and as you've seen, I layered, and I just keep layering and layering and layering the colors. Whenever you're pouring right before you're going to do your 4-hour cure, you want to make sure you clean around the edges, because if you don't, you're going to be left with a big mess to clean up. As you don't want to have to sand this down because it will mess up the look of it. So you want to clean around those edges. Make sure you clean the edges before you do your cure time, so that you do not have to sand anything when the end is done, when you do your last cure. Tedious process. Just got to keep mixing those colors. You don't want to mix them all at once. You want to mix just enough to do each layer. So you'll see what I'm doing. I'm mixing just enough to do each layer. In some cases, I didn't have enough for the layer. I don't know right offhand or right off my head how much it takes to do each one of these. Unfortunately, I have not calculated that as of yet. But I will try to calculate it for you before the end of this project, so that you at least have that information at the end. And again, at the end, I will show beautiful pictures of how these turned out. Very impressed with how they turned out. I used the paste acrylic colors. I'm so far liking the acrylic over anything else that I have tried, simply because they have a more vibrant color. Uh, I've tried alcohol inks, I've tried Mecca, I've tried both, and I just don't get the vibrant color that I get with these acrylics. So keep on watching, and remember, stay till the end so you can hear some tips and how much it takes to fill up these bottles. All right, guys. Again, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in a little while. everybody, we're nearing the end, and as promised, it takes 200 milliliters approximately to fill each one of these molds. 200 milliliters approximately to fill each one of the molds. This is the last layer. We will let this cure for 24 hours and then we get the big reveal. Coming up, I will have the big reveal, plus I will also show you some pictures of the final product. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. Please give me a thumbs up, like my channel, leave me some comments if you have any questions, any suggestions. I would love to hear from you. Drum roll, please. Here we go. I love this part. This is the best part of doing this, is demolding, unmolding these products. Look at that. Look how shiny these things come out to be. And look at the fire going down the cap. That looks so good. I love that. I love the fire look. The caps are pretty easy to demold. It's the actual bottle itself, the jar itself, that gets a little tricky. Here comes the hexagon cap. Oh, look at how far down we got that fire on that one. And this cap is a little bit longer as far as the actual cap itself. I'm not sure which one I like better, the octagon or the hexagon or the square one. As far as the jars, I'm not quite sure which one I like better. Remember, I found that you have to roll the mold down the jar. It's easier to do it that way. Really, it's much easier to do it the way I'm doing it here, showing you here. And you can see the difference in the different layers that I poured. It would be quite hard to pour this all in one pour unless you have some deep casting resin, which it can be done. I just don't have that type of resin on hand. And whenever you're pulling these out, you pretty much can hear like a suction sound. And once you hear that sound, that you got air in there, you'll be able to pull it out easier. But look at this jar. These things look so good. Here comes the next one. This is the square one next. I love doing this. This is the best part, is unmolding these. See what I forgot to do? I forgot to wipe that off, didn't I? That is not good, and you'll see why in a minute whenever I go to take this off. This is why I stress to clean the top or the around the edges off, because now I am going to have to sand the edges of this. Again, this is the trick, is to roll the mold down It's pretty much the only way you're going to get this thing off. And look at how bright the colors are on these, even with it being in black. That just turned out so good. I'm so happy with the way these turn out. I mean, you can look at how shiny that is. And I've made probably 6 pairs with this mold so far, so I'm hoping that they last quite a while. As far as the mold, so far so good. But I'm very happy with these molds. I can't stress that enough. The size, I mean, look, these fit in my hand. I mean, these are pretty good size um, jars once you get done. I have dropped a couple of them too, and they don't break. Looky there. I just really like how these turned out. Quite interesting. Let me know what you guys think. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you guys like these. I will have good pictures for you, and thank you for watching. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.